Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news, all right, Steelers Nation. You better buckle up because the NFL landscape is shifting, and it's coming in a way that could really define the next few seasons for us. Rumors are swirling. Whispers from inside sources like Diana Rossini suggest that we might be on the verge of a blockbuster trade, one that could shake the AFC North to its core. And folks, we're talking about none other than Max Crosby, one of the most relentless pass rushers in the league, potentially heading from the Las Vegas Raiders straight to our beloved Steelers. Yes, you heard that right. Max Crosby, a player who's been a nightmare for offensive lines across the league, could soon be donning the black and gold, transforming our defense into an even more fearsome unit. Now, before I get into the specifics, it's important to understand what this kind of move could mean for us. The Steelers have been a team that prides itself on stout defense, a hallmark that's been a staple since the days of the Steel Curtain. But in recent years, especially after the injury to T.J. Watt, our pass rush has lost some of its bite, leaving us more vulnerable to explosive plays and giving opponents more time to pick us apart. The addition of Crosby, a player who has consistently been among the league leaders in pressures, sacks, and quarterback disruptions, could be the catalyst that pushes our defense back into elite territory. And with the AFC becoming more competitive by the day, especially with teams like the Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens all vying for supremacy, adding a player like Crosby could be the move that propels us into serious Super Bowl contention. Let's talk about Crosby's impact. He's a four-time Pro Bowler, a player who's dominated in every season he's been in the league, and someone who in 2025 has already put up impressive numbers: 23 solo tackles, 14 assists, 5 sacks, and even an interception, along with a PFF grade of 80.5, putting him squarely in the top 20 edge rushers in the league. This guy is a game wrecker. His pressure rate is around 18%, meaning he's constantly in the backfield, forcing quarterbacks into hurried throws, bad decisions, and turnovers. His sack yards and EPA per sack highlight how disruptive he is every time he's on the field. The Raiders, despite their struggles, standing at just 2-7 and allowing an average of 24.4 points per game, are looking to rebuild, focusing on cap space and youth, especially after giving up nearly 220 points in just 9 games this season. They're prioritizing their quarterback and offensive line, and Crosby is the casualty of their cap management, with about $20 million in savings if he's traded. Now you might ask, what does this really mean for us? Well, adding Crosby to the fold, especially alongside T.J. Watt, could create a dual nightmare for opposing offenses. Think about it. Crosby's relentless, high-motor style paired with Watt's speed and bend off the edge. That's a duo that could rack up 20-plus sacks combined, pushing our total pressures up by roughly 25%. It's not just about sacks. Pressure leads to turnovers, hurried throws, and mistakes, all of which the Steelers excel at capitalizing on. Our defense, which has been a bit inconsistent at times this season, could see a major boost, especially considering our current cap situation. Around $15 million still leaves room to add this kind of talent. The ripple effect, well, it's huge. With Crosby in the mix, our defense would be a true nightmare for offenses. We'd be looking at a unit capable of forcing more turnovers, roughly 10 additional takeaways projected, while also reducing the opponent's points per game from around 24. 4 down to an estimated 18, similar to the impact Bosa has had on the 49ers this year. That's the kind of difference maker that can turn close games into wins, especially in the playoffs, where every possession counts. This kind of defensive upgrade could also alleviate some pressure from our offense, giving our quarterback more time to operate and enabling us to control the clock better. And if you're thinking about the bigger picture, the Super Bowl odds are already starting to shift. Betting markets have moved the Steelers' chances from plus 1,500 to plus 700, a significant jump. Crosby's presence would be a major factor in this shift, especially since he's a double-team nightmare. Opposing offenses would need to allocate extra resources to contain him, freeing up Watt and others to make plays. His ability to dominate the trenches is comparable to some of the top pass rushers like Garrett, and in cold-weather playoff games, Having a player like Crosby could be the difference between a deep run and an early exit. Now, let's not forget the strategic implications. The Steelers have been building for a playoff push, and this move could be the final piece of the puzzle. With a young core and a smart cap strategy, acquiring Crosby would send a message to the league that Pittsburgh is serious about competing at the highest level for years to come. It's a pivot towards a more dominant era, especially with the AFC North in flux. The Ravens are trying to rebuild, the Bengals are still young but talented, and the Browns are trying to find consistency. The Steelers, with Crosby, could become the division's dominant force once again, setting the stage for a real dynasty run. Of course, all of this hinges on the trade happening. The Raiders, sitting at 2-7 and emphasizing youth and cap flexibility, are clearly looking to cut costs and rebuild. Crosby's market value is high, he's a cornerstone player, and trading him for a 2026 first-round pick plus a 2027 third-rounder makes strategic sense for Vegas. For us, it's a gamble worth taking. The Steelers have the cap space, the need, and the desire to make this move happen, especially with the trade deadline looming on November 4th. It's a bold move, but when it comes to winning Super Bowls, sometimes you have to take bold risks. Imagine a defense with Crosby and Watt rushing the passer, creating chaos in the backfield, forcing turnovers, and shutting down the run game. Opponents would be scared to even look in our direction. Our linebackers and secondary would benefit from the extra pressure, lessening the burden on them and allowing us to be more aggressive in coverage. Offensively, having a defense that can get off the field quickly and flip the field position would help our offense stay on rhythm, especially with our young quarterback looking to take the next step. Looking at the bigger picture, this kind of move could reshape how we approach the rest of the season. It could give us the edge needed to climb the standings, secure a playoff spot, and make a real run at the Super Bowl. The AFC is wide open, and with a defense bolstered by Crosby's talent and intensity, we could be the team everyone fears come January. It's about building a roster that not only competes but dominates, an identity that the Steelers have always strived for. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Do you think this trade will happen? Are you excited about the possibility of Crosby donning the black and gold? How do you see him fitting into our defense? Remember, this is a pivotal moment for our franchise, and your voice plays a role in shaping the future. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're in this together, and with moves like these, the future looks brighter than ever. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.